Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So today I wanted to do a more of a simple look for the holiday season. If you're planning on going to any parties or you just want to look nice for any festivities that you're going to, I thought I would do more of a glam look. When I think of more of a glam look at this time of year, I gravitate more to cooler tones. So you'll see I have more of a smokier eye for the eye makeup. And then I am going bold today with a red lip that is totally out of my comfort zone. So if you want to stick around to see how I got this look, let's get into it. We're first going to start off with the NYX Marshmellow Primer. This is a 10-in-1 primer, and I find it really does smooth my skin out, extends my makeup wear, hydrates. It smells amazing. It smells almost like a candy smell to it. Love it. Keeps my makeup looking fresh. Gets all into those little fine lines. I find it does help also with minimizing any sort of texture I have. And it's good for all skin types. So the Stone Cold Fox Colorpop palette I find is the best palette for any sort of cool tone look that you're trying to create. It is so gorgeous. We're first going to go in with the shade Stranger, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. But this palette is a 30 cool tone matte and metallic shades. I think it's a great, like an everyday type of palette. The formula is super, super pigmented. And the Colorpop palettes are really great for blendability. The next shade we're going to go in with is called Ghost Town. And I'm using that just as my crease shade. And their formula also is super long lasting. So I thought it would be fun to create a smoky eye. So we're going to go in with the shade Rumor Mill. It's a beautiful gray shade. And I was going to first start putting it on my outer corner area, but I thought, you know what? I am just going to do the whole mobile lid with this. And they blend so easily. That's one thing about a dark shade. One of my recommendations is always just make sure blend it out really, really well. And then we're going to go in with the shade Luxe. It's almost like I guess a vanilla color. Like a vanilla shade. And I'm just putting that in the inner corner, really to try and brighten up that eye area up. And then for my eyeliner today, for tight lining, I'm going to go in with the Essence Stay and Play Gel Eyeliner. And I have it in the shade, but first Espresso. This is a waterproof formula. It lasts a pretty decent amount of time in my waterline. It does very little transferring onto my bottom waterline, which I appreciate that. And then for my actual eyeliner today, we're going to use the L'Oreal. This is the Infallible 36 Hour. This is also a gel formula. It glides on fairly well. I prefer to use like short little strokes. And then that's why I have the guides on today, because I wanted to do just a little bit of a wing. I'm going to use the smudger on the end. And just smudge out that line, make it a little bit softer. I don't want a big, thick, harsh line. And then I'm just going to take the tape off, and then you can see how nice and crisp the lines look. That's why I always use that tape hack. And we're using the Revlon Illuminance foundation today. I do have this in the shade 201, which is a creamy natural. But this is one of those foundations that has skincare ingredients in it, so it's going to look better over time. It has 5% squalene and also hyaluronic acid in it. And I find it gives just a great radiance to the skin. It's more of a medium coverage. When I use the sponge, I find it shears it out a little bit more. So I get more of like a lighter coverage, but on the areas that I want to put a little bit extra, like on my cheeks where I have hyperpigmentation, I build it up a little bit there. But for the most part, I just kind of leave it nice and light. And it feels very lightweight on the face. One of the little things that I do, because I have a lot of redness on the corner of my nose, I just put a little bit of extra foundation there and then I blend it out. Just make sure you blend it out really well because then it won't get all cakey in that area. And then I'm going in with the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. This was a new find for me this year, but it blew me away. It is a fabulous concealer. I do have it in the shade Light Medium, which is N3. The doe foot applicator is very unique on this one. It's almost like a little foot with a very pointy end to it. So I love the applicator. And then this product is also has a bit of serum in it. So it makes my under eye area look really radiant. It has awesome coverage. Like my dark circles are covered up. It has hyaluronic acid in it, caffeine in it. So just overall, I love, love, love this concealer. It's also very lightweight, and I find it doesn't crease on me. I'm just taking a few of those shades that I used on my eyes, and then I'm just putting it under my lower lash line. We're going to go in with the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes Mascara. So this is the Essence version of a tubing mascara. I find it doesn't do any smudging on me. I'm not going to say it gives me awesome amounts of volume, but it definitely does give me some lengthening qualities to it. There's no smudging. It never clumps on me, which is fabulous. And then one of the awesome things about it is because it's a tubing mascara, it removes very easily at the end of the night with even just some warm water will remove and they come off of as little tubes. And very affordable. This I think is like $5. And then I can't do a glam look without at least having a half lash on because I think that really opens up the eye area and lifts the eye up. I'm just using my Ardell lashes. I've cut them in half. I did show that in a previous video. We're going in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. So this is a cream to powder formula. Very highly pigmented. You can really build the color up and it gives a lovely natural sun-kissed glow. It's fantastic formula. I love how it gives me some radiance, very lightweight. It's not greasy feeling and you can really build it up. If you wanted more of a contour, you can definitely get a darker shade and contour. It does have quite a shade range. But I think it looks lovely on the skin. And I always take it down my neck and along my jawline just to make sure everything looks seamless. For my blush today, we're going to go in with the Marcelle Cream Blush in the shade Sparkling Coral. Marcelle, if you're not familiar with that brand, it is a Canadian brand. This gives more of a light coverage. It's very lightweight, but I find it does blend very easily into the skin. It lasts all day. The nice thing about Marcelle is they are hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free. Gives me like a lovely radiance to the skin. The highlighter I'm using today is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand, and I have this in the shade Champagne. So this has a sponge tip applicator. So what I usually do is apply it to the back of my hand and then use my brush to apply it. It's a very light coverage highlighter. It's not one of those ones that gives you like a strobe light look effect to your skin, which I do appreciate that. It does have squalene in it, so it gives you a light, nice radiance to the skin. Blends in nicely. And then what I usually do is I will take that little bit that's left on the back of my hand, and because we want to go full on glam today, I always thought I would put some in the inner corner of my eye to really brighten up that area. I think it gives your eyes just a little bit of pop of a color. And then I'm also going to just apply it right under my brow bone, just to highlight that area as well. And then I just want to set my makeup a little bit, so I'm using the Physicians Formula, the Butter Believe It face powder. And I don't use a lot of face powder. I just want to tone down the shine a little bit and set my concealer just ever so slightly. I don't want to put too much on or it looks like super dry if I do that. And I just want to put a little bit in my smile lines as well. Again, that's going to just help set the makeup. And like I said, take down a little bit of the shine. Then we're going to go in with my Essence. This is the 8 Hour Lip Liner. Now I chose this shade because I didn't have a red lip liner, unfortunately. So this one was the closest one I could find that's going to match the lipstick that I'm going to be wearing. It's a very cool tone shade. But when I'm using a red lipstick, I always make sure that I use lip liner, and that way the shade isn't going to migrate into any of my fine lines. It almost creates like a barrier. So if you're looking for a universally flattering lipstick in a red shade, then I highly recommend the Milani. This is the Color Fetish matte lipstick in the shade Poppy. So it is more of a bluey red, which is highly recommended for all skin tones. It'll match all skin tones, but it also gives the added benefit of making your teeth appear whiter. So this is my favorite red lipstick. It stays all day, which is quite surprising for a red lipstick. And it is a matte formula, but it doesn't ever make my lips feel dry. And then I want to make sure that the lipstick looks all cohesive. So I go back in with that lip liner and just make sure all the lines are straight. And then what I do, especially when I'm wearing red lipstick, is I tap it in. And I find that helps when it starts to fade a little bit, or especially if you eat or drink. It does fade around that little area in the corner, like in the center of your mouth. So when I pat it in, it just helps that color stay on the lips a little bit better. And then what I'm going to go in with a gloss, and it's the Milani. This is the Keep It Full Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Champagne. But I'm just putting that in the center of my lips. And it gives it just a little bit of shine. And then I'm going to set everything with the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist by e.l.f. I love this setting mist. I love the smell. It is, it's coconut smell, so it just smells amazing. Helps my makeup stay the rest of the day, and it gives a nice radiance as well. Let me know now in the comments if this helped inspire you to create a glam holiday look. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. Everything will be linked and listed down in the description box for you. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!